A lot of selling in the States recently, rotation or not rotation. We've had this conversation a few times, but now we've seen an uptick in volatility. What does that suggest lies ahead?
Yeah, we saw a real jump in the VIX yesterday, the highest level since April, and I think it has a little bit more to play out. This kind of rotation's been a theme for the last week. It's been quite painful. We've talked about for the last year or more about the concentration risk in the US stock market, about how it's getting more and more intense. And obviously, there's been some pain there. I think how yesterday suddenly seemed to get people so upset took me a little bit by surprise. I probably should have anticipated that, but it turned into a real risk aversion event. Even though the selling of the overall stock market wasn't too drastic, we saw stock markets around the world weaken. We saw that haven trade for the dollar. So I think people are a little bit in the back foot. I don't see that suddenly to get aggressive buy the dip attitude to go too enthusiastic just yet. But perhaps by middle of next week, earnings can get us more positive again because the overall backdrop's not too bad.
Mark, does this not just feel like a little bit of a mini correction, if you will, in the face of this rally that we've seen ahead of a light liquidity environment in August? People just taking cash off the table?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right, Kriti. That's the way I'm seeing it. This is not some big turning point in the overall market. This is not the start of some bear market. Obviously, you've got to be flexible in these things. But to me, this is just a mini correction, and it probably has a little bit more to play out. But I don't see it being drastic. I think the bigger story, the one that's maybe the chance to be sustainable, is the bigger kind of change of leadership that might be taking place. That is also under debate. But there's a chance here that we could see the stock market have increased volatility, come off a little bit further, but overall we could see the big cap tech names suffer a lot more. And that would be quite dramatic for a lot of portfolios, but it wouldn't impact a lot of the index levels so much.
Mark, talk to me about what role politics is playing in all of this.
It's weird. It's really increasing the risk aversion, the jitteriness out there. It has played into that VIX trade. It's playing into the nervousness. It's playing into kind of the knee-jerk reactions. And it's being blamed for everything. But I say all that, I'm not sure how much trading this week has really been done on politics. The variety of stories, the surge of Trump's in the polls and likely to win, and of the whole stories about Biden. I don't think, people get very excited about the Trump trade, but what we thought of as the Trump trade has evolved so much over the past week, and it keeps on shifting. And I really think that people just keep on backfitting the narrative to whatever kind of matters at whatever point in time. So, look, politics, it would be wrong to say politics is having no impact. But the impact of politics is more just to increase the volatility, increase the nervousness, and increase the murkiness and the lack of clarity in trends. But it's not the main driver of markets at the moment.